This is Lorenzo, and this is the Training Space Taxonomy video series, lesson number 11. It's on our 7th equipment space. It's on our Plyo-Box, which functions as elevated support for at least 9 of the 50 gymnastics exercises. Let's take a look. Our Plyo-Box is the second of 3 floor stored based equipment items in our home gym. Starting to the left of our matrix, the equipment in question is the Plyo-Box. The space, it's going to live on our floor in our open floor zone, and it's going to function as specific positional and cushioned support for at least 9 exercises. Now, before we take a look at the specifications for the Plyo-Box that I recommend, it's important that we understand where the Plyo-Box fits into our training program and the exercises that we plan on doing with them, because not everyone will get equal value out of the same equipment. So let's go ahead and explore some of the exercises that we can do with the Plyo-Box. Now, one of the primary use cases for the Plyo-Box is to use it as positional and cushion support for the reverse hyper exercise. For our second and third exercise, we have pistol squat progressions. On the left, I'm doing a half pistol squat using the box for tactile positional feedback. Whereas on the right, I'm using the box as elevated support for my pistol squat step up. Moving on to our next exercise, you can see here, I'm using the box as elevated support for my handstand push-ups. And then one of the most useful exercises to do on the Plyo-Box, especially for beginners, and if you don't have access to parallel bars, you can use the box for your dips. Finally, here we can see the box is very useful for mobility exercises such as the butcher's block, giving me both positional and cushion support. Now, this is by no means an exhaustive list of all the things that you can do on the Plyo-Box. These are just 6 of the 9 exercises that we recommend and that you'll find in our gymnastics programming. If you want a complete list of exercises, not just for the Plyo-Box, but of all 50 exercises organized by equipment type, make sure to download the Training Space Taxonomy PDF, because there you will find all the exercises organized by equipment type. We can classify our Plyo-Box exercises in at least 4 categories that makes the most sense. First, we have the primary use case for our Plyo-Box, which we saw was the back extension or reverse hypers in the bridge track. As for our second category, we saw that our Plyo-Box serves as mat and floor based elevated support, such as the pistol squats in our balance track and our handstand push-ups, which is in our invert gymnastics track, as we saw here. For our third category, our Plyo-Box serves as the perfect substitute for parallel bar-based exercises such as the body dip. And finally, our Plyo-Box also serves as a great substitute for store bar-based exercises such as the butcher's block, the bridge, and many more. Moving on to the specifications guide column in our matrix, we saw that the main function or goal of our Plyo-Box is to provide us with closed chain elevated support for all of these exercises. The specifications or the minimum material requirements that we need for our Plyo-Box to give us the elevated support for these exercises are the following. For our materials, we're looking for high density foam with the following dimensions. I do display all the different Plyo-Boxes here, but I do recommend if you were to only choose one, it's going to be the 18 by 28 inch Plyo-Box. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, make sure that the Plyo-Box you buy is nice and sturdy, which means it's going to be able to support your weight and doesn't collapse in on any of the exercises. So the Plyo-Box that I have is at least 30 kilograms in weight. So look for something nice and sturdy and heavy. It should support at least 200 kilograms. As for our equipment guide, how do we get the most out of our Plyo-Box? Well, where will we use our Plyo-Box? In our open floor zone. We will be storing as well as using it in our open floor training zone. It's common to use a mat or pad or a dowel with a Plyo-Box. So make sure when you think about using your Plyo-Box that these are the equipment items that you have easy access to. Finally, where and how do we store our Plyo-Box? Well, just as a reminder, remember this is my open training space. This is my open floor zone. I'll be storing some of my floor stored equipment right here, like the Plyo-Box, my blocks, and other equipment accessories. I'll move it into my open floor zone where I'll be doing my exercises. And then when I'm done, I'll move it right back. So in summary, our Plyo-Box is the ultimate elevated support for at least 9 primary, supportive, and substitutional exercises.